Welcome back into another video of the Arizona Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for coming back, guys. I really do appreciate it. And now in this video, I wanted to talk about Week 9 preview, Arizona Cardinals versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, I'm very excited about this game. I don't know if it's because we're just coming off our bye week, and let's be honest here, Sundays without the Arizona Cardinals playing are pretty boring. So that's exactly what we're going to dive into today, guys. Week 9 preview. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, I wanted to talk about Week 9 preview, Arizona Cardinals versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, honestly, really excited about this game, finally getting back to Arizona Cardinal football. Now, before we get started, let's do our quick due diligence here. If you've been hovering over the channel and you have not hit that subscribe button yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, put that post notification bell on, and don't forget to drop a like on this video. Helps out the channel tremendously, and honestly, we have a lot of fun on this channel here, so make sure you go ahead and consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into the topic here. First player I want to go ahead and mention as far as 3 players to look out for is going to be none other than Davante Parker. He is their #1 wide receiver on the offense here. It took a little bit of time before he can kind of get that recognition from the national, media and all that different stuff, but I think it really was important for Adam Gase to get out of that organization and to really let him work out there. He's a big-bodied individual. He knows how to track the ball down, and he's had some breakout games that has really like shown his talents out there. It's just really a matter of can Tua and Davante Parker really get that chemistry down at that very moment. I think they're still kind of going through the growing pains right now to getting familiar with each other, trying to get that gelling motion down and the timing down and all that different stuff. But when it happens, look out. It's going to be definitely something awesome to watch. So definitely a player to look out for. Davante Parker, their #1 wide receiver. We got to make sure that we shut that down. Player #2 to look out for is going to be none other than Tua Tagovailoa. This is going to be his second official start as a quarterback. Last week, he ended up getting a win over the Los Angeles Rams, which actually helped us tremendously. So thank you so much for doing that. But Tua Tagovailoa, like I mentioned before, his second official start. Excited for him, honestly. His stats last week against the Rams weren't like big, they weren't extravagant, but let's be honest here. Last year, when Kyler Murray was going through his rookie year, he had some games where it kind of seemed a little like, ooh, I'm a little worried, but I think it's just kind of the growing pains to get through the NFL season and get yourself familiarity with the play style, the speed of it all. So I think he will be fine, but I don't want him to be fine in this game at all. I don't want him to kind of get his groove going in this game. Obviously, I want the Arizona Cardinals to win, but I do hope him some success within the NFL here. Last week against the Rams, his stats were 12 out of 22 completions, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. Like I said before, not extravagant, not big, but I think he definitely did enough to make sure that his team could get the win. So kudos for him, and kudos to just the organization of the Miami Dolphins, because they did us a favor twice. They beat the Miami Dolphins last week, and they also completely demolished the San Francisco 49ers when they played them as well. So thanks for doing that. It really helped us in the standings as well. So kudos to that. The next player I want to go ahead and highlight is, if I can just say the entirety of the defense of Miami, I would say that. I think I read somewhere that their defense is like ranked the highest points made in the games of the 2020 season. If that's true, let's watch out here on what's going on, because their defense has really kept them in games, especially when Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing with them. So we got to go ahead and take that consideration as well. I can see this game kind of turn out to maybe like a Lions game or a Panthers game if the Arizona Cardinals does not play this correctly. So that's definitely something we got to look out for. But a player specifically that I want to highlight within their defense in general is none other than Emmanuel Ogbah. He does play on the defensive line. This guy is a wrecker. Like, we got to really look up for him, regardless if we need to double him, whatever it is. The Arizona Cardinals need to figure out what we got to do with him. As far as his stats for the 2020 season so far, he's got 11 solo tackles, 6 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Now, their D-line is vicious. Their D-line is always trying to get that ball out of the quarterback's hands, and that's something we got to look out for. Kyler Murray needs to know that he has to be on his toes on this game, because their first mentality is obviously a sack, but they're looking for a strip sack, and their defense scores points. So we got to look for all that different stuff. We got to make sure that Kyler is protected throughout the game. And if he's not, we're going to be for a rude awakening here as well. Obviously, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Miami Dolphins, but the Dolphins did beat the Rams and the 49ers. So they're coming for us, coming for blood on this game, and they want to make sure that, they beat, at least 3 out of the 4. But we can't let that happen. Arizona Cardinals need to stand up here, guys. That's my 3 things to look out for the Miami Dolphins. Now let's move over to the other side of the ball, to the 3 keys to success for what the Arizona Cardinals need to do to get a win this coming Sunday. Now, I think the first and biggest thing here is that Patrick Peterson needs to step up tremendously. Now, I think obviously the whole defensive side of the ball needs to step up tremendously. But I want to highlight Patrick Peterson. Now, the main reason why I'm saying that is because if you guys have not yet heard already, what's going on in this world right now affected the Arizona Cardinals. It seems like Byron Murphy and Devon Kennard will not be playing in this game because of what happened, and they need to do the protocols and all that different stuff. So we will not be seeing Byron Murphy or Devon Kennard this coming game, which is really, really unfortunate, especially for Byron Murphy. He was having a really good season with the Arizona Cardinals this year, but this is where we need to have our leaders step up, and that's Patrick Peterson, that's going to be Budda Baker, and Jordan Hicks if need be. We need to make sure that we get all cylinders going. Everybody needs to know exactly what everybody's going to do on the field, and we need to see some maybe turnovers from Patrick Peterson, because I know he's probably going to be shadowing their best wide receiver, which in my opinion is going to be none other than Davante Parker. So Patrick Peterson really needs to step up, hopefully make some turnovers that we can really capitalize on the offensive side of the ball, because it's really, really going to hurt. It's going to hurt that we do not have Byron Murphy out there. I don't even know what we're going to be rolling out with as far as DB-wise. Maybe Kirkpatrick, maybe Prince Amukamara is going to be coming. We'll definitely go ahead and follow that, that storyline very closely. So the game hits this coming Sunday. But yes, Patrick Peterson, please step up. We're going to need you this game. My key to victory number 2 is going to be none other than DeAndre Hopkins. He needs to show up like he has not shown up in quite some time. That's kind of silly to say. DeAndre Hopkins always shows up. He's always in and out every single week. He's grinding out there. So that's exactly what I want to see again from DeAndre Hopkins, being that he is the number 1 wide receiver. That's right, I said it. The number 1 wide receiver in all of football. I'm really excited to see him back on the field with Kyler Murray and seeing that connection gets a little bit better. Better and better each week is all I can really say, but I'm hoping a big game from DeAndre Hopkins, on the field out there. Hopefully, maybe we can get 2 touchdowns, maybe 110 yards, maybe even just 100 yards. I'll be happy with that. But we need to see a big production from DeAndre Hopkins, our number 1 wide receiver. And yeah, I feel like that's a really big key to success there. Key to success number 3, I think this is probably the biggest one out there, is going to be our defense needs to, get pressure on Tua Tagovailoa. Now, I understand last week he didn't have the best stats-wise. I mentioned it earlier. I believe it was like he completed 12 out of 22, 102 yards, something along those lines with 1 touchdown. But we need to make sure that our defense sends pressure when it needs to be sent. And that's Budda Baker. We need to have Budda Baker coming down the field and causing pressure on Tua Tagovailoa, because we need to make sure that he's not comfortable in that pocket. And I just think, honestly, the truth of the matter is here, as long as their defense, which is the Miami's defense, does what they do, and our defense doesn't step up, I think that's going to be where we're going to be struggling there a lot. So I think our defense needs to step up tremendously, especially getting pressure on Tua, making sure that he does a lot of terrible reads and terrible throws, because we need to make sure that we win this game. Like I mentioned before, this game is going to be a hard-fought game. I am really worried about the defense of the Miami Dolphins. They proved it time and time again against an NFC West team. So really worried about this game, but I think it's really important to make sure that we send some blitzes, make sure that he's not comfortable in that pocket, and I think that would be a really big key to success for this Arizona Cardinal team. This Arizona Cardinal defense will can get a big boost and bump up to make sure we can go ahead and pressure Tua Tagovailoa, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and if you're new, please consider subscribing to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. That's all I got for this episode, guys. Thank you so very much, and I'm out.